Hey, today I'm talking about 3 romance films, all featuring Emma Corrin. And the names of those 3 movies are Lady Chatterley's Lover, My Policeman, and Good Grief. First up is Lady Chatterley's Lover. This is a 2022 film based off a book of the same name. And the basic premise is around a century ago, this rich lady's husband comes back from the Great War injured. So now he can't perform sexually. And then the husband implies that he would still like an heir, and he doesn't mind if she's a little promiscuous. This movie knows what it wants to be and goes for it. And that is horny. It is a horny little trip. And I really liked how they went about it too. Cause like it's clear from the get-go that like she is definitely all about passion in a physical sense. And like she has accepted her fate when she realizes that her husband cannot do those things. And even when she does decide to explore those things, she does it so cautiously until, you know, she goes balls to the walls for it. I liked all of that a lot. Emma gives a really great performance. They really let her shine here. The choices she does are so fascinating. Even though he's more of a minor character, I really did like the portrayal of the husband for a lot of different reasons. He's definitely a simple-minded person and really truly believes in the class system. Even though he is this very damaged man, he still believes that he is just built better than the plebes that work for him. He is 100% the be grateful for the pennies that I give you type. And it's so interesting to watch his like insecurities come out. Like when his wheelchair gets stuck in the mud, or when his motorized wheelchair can't go up a hill, and just like him completely breaking down as a person. But then in turn, like seeing him shine at other moments when he does come up with the idea of her sleeping around, or when she later implies that she would like to go do this thing and he gets all excited about that. Or like when his childhood nanny comes. At first he's not into it, but then like we see them interact a lot. She fills the hole that's missing in his life. But then in turn, like he just treats everyone as they have a use. Like for so much of the beginning of the film, he treats his wife as just another servant. Like he demands that only she is the one that helps him with stuff. I'm very fascinated by him. I think they make good use of him too. Having him only be a minor character really works. But to go back to like the main stuff of this movie, I really love the romance of the film and the journey that it goes on, and like the natural progression to like everything blowing up. I think that works really well. And even like the lover does learn about like this, you're allowed to cheat if you get pregnant type of thing, and him getting offended by that. Like, oh, am I just a tool to you as well? Like he assumes that Lady Chatterley is just like her husband and that she only sees people as a tool to be used rather than as an actual full-fledged person capable of love and compassion. So I loved that. It's a great drama, it's great storytelling, great characterization. He also has his own little story that's really fascinating too and says a lot about him as a person. I don't know, yeah, it's just a really fun, horny experience that I would totally recommend. It's top to bottom, just a really delightful time. So yeah, no, thoroughly enjoyed, totally recommend. Next up is My Policeman. This is a 2023 film based off a book of the same name. And the basic premise is it is split between 2 different timelines. The late 1950s and the modern time, which I think is supposed to be the early 2000s, if my math is correct. So the stuff in the 50s is about these 2 gay men who are very into each other, but for reasons, one of them has a female lover on the side, that's his public piece, and so it's just about like their triangle-y relationship. And then the modern stuff is dealing with the 50 years later and the consequences of all of their choices from the past. My main issue with the movie is the modern stuff. The modern stuff, I don't know if it really needed. It was definitely the weakest part of the movie. It also made the movie more confusing because I don't think it firmly established when it is. Like it's just modern, and this came out recently, 2022. So I'm like, what's going on here? Because like based off of the ages from the 50s, like these people should be way older if this is modern when the movie was released modern. And though I did find the stuff interesting, I feel like that could have been more of like an epilogue if we really even needed it, because really all the stuff in the 50s is very strong. It starts off with a romance between the policeman and a woman, and it is awkward and interesting, but it's still very much so believable. And then the second half kind of goes back in time and recontextualizes everything with the romance between the two gay men, and then the third act everything, you know, comes to a head, which I like that format. I think that worked really, really well, and it was just a really interesting story because they're dealing with all of these complex emotions of really wanting to be free and love who they love, but they know like gay bashing is very much so a common practice. Like it was illegal to be gay in England at this time. So even if they wanted to just deal with the public hatred of being in an open relationship, they literally could not because they would go to prison for just existing. And you got like just dealing with people's secret emotions and stuff. And I really enjoyed all of the messiness of the 1950s. It's a really fun, interesting story. It's a classic gay historical film. And though the modern stuff was interesting, I could have done without it. And I think that really would have elevated the film even more, especially because it would have given more time to the 1950s stuff. So yes, I enjoyed this film a good solid amount. I would recommend it. I do think despite its flaws, it is still worth a watch. And I might be kind of overplaying the not greatness of the modern stuff. So yeah, I enjoyed this film and I would recommend it. And lastly is Good Grief. This is a 2024 film written and directed and starring Dan Levy. And the basic premise is this gay couple that's been together for 15 years. One of them dies. And I'm gonna technically say a spoiler, but like I was losing interest in this movie and then the second reveal happened and I'm like, oh, now I'm interested again. So I'm gonna say it. Is that after a year of mourning, the alive partner finally opens up the Christmas present from the night of the incident and discovers that his partner was about to break up with him because he found someone else. So it's dealing with the complex emotions of my partner died, also my partner was about to break up with me, which I liked. I like this idea. I think that's a really interesting idea and concept, but man, I did not care for any of these characters. Especially Ruth, I found her just incredibly obnoxious, just one of the best friend characters. I don't think he really even needed these best friend characters. They felt more of like a distraction to me. And then on top of that, like I really didn't care for Dan's performance. I don't feel like he was kind of even emoting. Like he just felt very neutral to me, which is a choice. That is a way to process the very complex emotions, is just kind of by not. But I don't know, I needed something and I couldn't grasp onto anything. Like even the opening scene where it's all supposed to be like happy fun times, there's a part where like everyone starts singing and I'm like, this is weird and awkward and I don't like this. I do think it was shot well and it goes to some interesting places, and for a time I was into it. I didn't really connect to it, and I think that a lot of it has to do with the performances. So yeah, I didn't put this in the didn't liked, but it's not a liked either. It's just a good solid meh. So would I recommend it? Nah, like it's okay, it's fine. I could see people enjoying this more than I did, but I still wouldn't recommend it. Alrighty, now for today's rankings. First up, we got Lady Chatterley's Lover, sitting at number 10 in the really like section. And then after that, not too terribly far behind, is My Policeman, sitting at number 17 in the quite like section, kind of middle of the quite like section. And then bringing up the rear, rightfully so, is Good Grief, sitting at number 32 in the meh section. And this is out of a total of 36 old movies so far this year.